The Aurora's Pride drifted quietly through the dark expanse of the Yalvani sector. Stars shimmered outside the windows like tiny lanterns, but inside the ship, the lights flickered uncertainly. Captain Lena Varro walked along the corridor, her boots making soft thuds on the metal floor. She frowned at the display panel in front of her. "Engine output at 50%. Life support is holding, but barely," she muttered. Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Rafe, hovered beside her, scanning a tablet. "Repairs are going to take weeks at this rate," Rafe said, rubbing his forehead. "And we're running low on supplies. The next resupply point is light years away." Lena sighed and shook her head. "We can't just sit here. I'm sending a message to Earth. We need help. Repairs? Supplies. Anything." The ship had suffered more than its share of problems. A collision with a micro-asteroid had damaged the main hull plating. An alien encounter had fried half of their navigation systems. And now, strange electrical surges were causing minor fires in the engine room. The crew had done their best to patch things together, but it was clear the Aurora's Pride was barely holding on. A soft chime echoed in the control room. Lena looked up to see the communications console flashing. She pressed a button. "This is Captain Lena Varro of the Aurora's Pride. We are in need of immediate assistance," she said, her voice steady. "We require repair kits, technical support, and basic supplies. Over." Static hissed for a moment before a clear, calm voice responded. "Message received, Captain Varro. Assistance is on the way. Please remain in position." Lena frowned. That sounded too simple. Usually, messages from Earth were long, bureaucratic, and full of instructions. She exchanged a look with Rafe. "They're fast," Rafe said, raising an eyebrow. "I didn't think Earth could respond this quickly." "Maybe they've finally learned," Lena muttered. In the meantime, the crew worked tirelessly. Engineers crawled through cramped engine tunnels, repairing circuits and patching hull breaches. The smell of burning metal and hot oil filled the ship. Lieutenant Rafe coordinated the repairs while trying to keep spirits up. "Hey, Captain," said Ensign Mira, holding a scorched wiring panel. "You might want to see this. Looks like the main generator is toast." Lena groaned. "Figures. Keep trying, Mira. We need it online." The crew worked long hours, taking only short breaks to eat nutrient packs and drink recycled water. Fatigue was everywhere. For the first time, Lena worried about the limits of human endurance. They were far from home, trapped in a tiny ship surrounded by endless space, and danger seemed to lurk in every shadow. Days passed. Supplies dwindled. The crew learned to ration water carefully, reuse old parts, and make do with what they had. Yet morale was surprisingly high. Humans had a way of adapting, Lena thought. Even in the darkest corners of space, humor and determination could light the way. One morning, the ship's sensors picked up something strange. A small pod was approaching from the distance, moving faster than any craft they had seen. Lena ordered the crew to track it carefully. "Could be a courier ship," Rafe said, "or a scout. Either way, it's moving fast." The pod docked with the Aurora's Pride, and the crew watched as it hissed open. Inside were crates, dozens of them, marked with the Earth insignia. But they were not what anyone expected. The crates contained small machines, strange-looking devices, and a supply of something that made Mira laugh out loud. "Coffee?" she said, holding up a pod labeled Earth Roast, extra strong. "They sent us coffee?" Lena couldn't help but smile. "Well, we might need it. Repairs are going to take a while." The machines, when powered on, began to hum and glow. Engineers crowded around, studying the instructions. The schematics were complex, but somehow familiar. It was as if Earth had designed them, knowing exactly what this ship needed. Rafe examined one of the devices. "These are upgrades, not just repairs. Shields, engines, even weapon systems. This is more than I expected." Lena shook her head. "Earth doesn't do things halfway." For the first time in weeks, hope filled the ship. The crew poured energy into installing the upgrades, testing every system, and learning how to use the strange new tech. AI units, with small personalities programmed by Earth engineers, assisted them. One unit even joked about the coffee, pouring itself a cup while simultaneously fixing a damaged energy conduit. "Warning! Caffeine levels may be hazardous," it quipped, making Mira laugh again. Just as the crew began to feel they were finally gaining control of the situation, the ship's sensors picked up something alarming. "Captain," Rafe said, eyes wide, "we're not alone. Multiple unknown ships detected on long-range sensors. They're warships." Lena felt a chill. The alien fleet they had encountered before, or worse, a new threat, was approaching fast. The Aurora's Pride was still under repair, and most systems were only partially functional. "We can't outrun them like this," Lena said, gripping the console. "We'll have to hold position and hope Earth's fleet arrives in time." The crew braced themselves. Engineers clutched tools. Rafe loaded defensive protocols. Even the AI units prepared, their screens flashing warnings and reminders. Hours passed, each one stretching like an eternity. Then, out of the void, lights appeared on the sensors, lights moving faster than anything human or alien had built in the sector. "They're here," Mira whispered, her voice trembling with excitement and relief. From hyperspace, Earth's battle fleet emerged. Sleek, powerful ships surrounded the Aurora's Pride, forming a protective perimeter. Energy shields flared, weapons hummed, and the alien fleet faltered, clearly surprised by the sudden reinforcement. Lena watched in awe. Humans, Earth, had come. They had not only sent upgrades, but brought the full force of humanity's ingenuity and strength. The crew cheered, their fatigue and fear melting away in the face of hope and power. They weren't alone. They had never been alone. Lena took a deep breath. "All right, team," she said. "Let's show them what humans can do." The coffee pods hissed and steamed, the AI units buzzed with energy, and the ship's new systems roared to life. Humanity had arrived in force, not just to repair a failing ship, but to assert that in the vast darkness of space, humans were clever, resilient, and unstoppable. And so, the Aurora's Pride, once battered and weary, shone with new energy. Its crew, tired but determined, prepared for the trials ahead, knowing that Earth had their back, and that the universe was about to learn a very important lesson. The Aurora's Pride hummed with activity. The Earth fleet had arrived, surrounding the ship with sleek, gleaming vessels that seemed almost alive in their precision. Lena Varro stood on the bridge, her hands gripping the railing as she watched the screens. Every crew member was busy, yet no one seemed panicked. There was a new energy in the air, a sense of hope and power. Lieutenant Rafe moved quickly from station to station, coordinating the installation of the upgrades Earth had sent. Engineers crowded around crates of strange devices, their instructions written in simple diagrams, but with technology far beyond anything the crew had ever seen. Shields, engines, and weapon systems all had modular designs that could be assembled and activated in hours, not days. "Captain," Rafe said, pointing to the main display, "the new propulsion unit is ready for integration. Once we finish, the Aurora's Pride will be faster than any ship we've ever piloted." Lena nodded, feeling a thrill she hadn't experienced in weeks. "Good. Begin integration. Everyone, pay attention. This could save our lives in the next few hours." The engineers worked tirelessly. Sparks flew as panels were removed and replaced with new, glowing components. AI units, small and cheerful, moved among them, carrying tools, scanning circuits, and occasionally making comments that made the humans laugh. One of the AI units floated beside Lieutenant Rafe, holding a wrench in one appendage and a steaming cup of coffee in the other. "Warning! Excessive caffeine may cause hyperproductivity, the AI quipped. Rafe chuckled and shook his head. I don't think anyone's complaining. Meanwhile, Ensign Mira wandered toward a crate labeled Coffee Pods, Earth Special. She peeked inside and nearly squealed with delight. The pods were small, compact, and clearly designed for maximum flavor and energy. Look at this, Mira said. They didn't just send upgrades, they sent coffee, and not just a little, enough to fuel the whole crew for months. Lena smiled. Earth knows us well. Keep it safe. We might need it when things get rough. As the upgrades continued, the alien fleet appeared on the sensors. The ships were unfamiliar. Dark, angular, and heavily armed. They moved with purpose, and the readings suggested their energy shields were formidable. The crew held their breath. Earth's fleet was still positioning themselves, and the Aurora's pride was only halfway upgraded. Captain, Rafe said, frowning at the display, they're closing fast. At this rate, we'll be in range before all systems are ready. Lena made a decision. We fight as best we can. Earth's fleet is here to support us, and the upgrades are already improving our shields. Everyone, prepare for combat. The first battle alarm echoed through the ship. Red lights flashed, and the AI units announced, unknown hostile ships detected. Shields at 70%, weapons online at 40% efficiency. The crew moved quickly. Engineers checked weapon systems while Rafe coordinated defensive maneuvers. Mira held a tablet, monitoring energy output to ensure shields remained stable. Captain, weapons are ready for the first strike, Rafe said. Shall we fire? Lena shook her head. Not yet. Let them make the first move. We'll wait for the perfect moment. From the viewport, the alien ships came into view. They fired first, a volley of energy blasts that struck Earth ships at the edges of the formation. Sparks and light flared across the darkness of space as shields absorbed the impact. The Aurora's pride shuddered as a minor hit grazed the hull, but the new shield systems held. Impact absorbed, hull integrity stable, the AI announced, its tone almost proud. Shall I brew coffee for the crew? Mira laughed, holding up her cup. Already done, buddy. Thanks. Lena's mind raced. The aliens were strong, but their attacks were predictable. With Earth's fleet providing cover and the Aurora's pride now partially upgraded, they could hold their ground. She gave the order. Now, Lieutenant, target the largest enemy ships with our new weapons. Fire at will. The upgraded weapon systems activated, glowing with energy. Energy beams lanced into space, striking the alien fleet. One ship exploded in a flash of orange and blue. Another was forced to retreat. The Aurora's pride roared with newfound power, the crew cheering as systems they had never seen before came alive. Captain, Mira shouted, pointing at the display. Look at the shields! They're adapting! Each blast they absorb makes them stronger. That's Earth tech for you, Lena said, a smile spreading across her face. They didn't just send repairs, they sent an upgrade that learns. Even with the upgrades, the battle was tense. The alien fleet adapted quickly, changing tactics and focusing fire on the Earth ships. But the humans and their allies were faster and smarter. The AI units predicted enemy movements, shields adjusted, and weapons fired with precision. During a brief pause in the battle, Lena walked the corridors, checking on her crew. Mira was sipping coffee, Rafe adjusting circuits, and the engineers were laughing as they watched the AI units playfully compete over which could fix a panel faster. Captain, Rafe said, joining her, this is incredible. We actually have a chance. We might win this. Lena nodded, looking out the viewport at the swirling chaos of space battle. Yes, and not just because of the upgrades. Humanity is never predictable. We fight, we adapt, we survive. That's what Earth sent with us, strength, courage, and maybe a little caffeine. The AI, floating nearby, piped up. Caffeine levels sufficient. Humans operating at maximum efficiency. Good job, buddy, Lena said, patting the small machine. As the battle continued, the Aurora's Pride and the Earth fleet began to push back the alien forces. One by one, the enemy ships were destroyed or forced to retreat. The crew watched in awe as human ingenuity and technology turned the tide. Then, a new signal appeared on the sensors. It was a small pod, similar to the one that had brought the upgrades, approaching from Earth's fleet. Lena ordered it to dock. Inside, the crew found additional supplies, more upgrades, more coffee, and a small device that looked almost like a gift. Rafe picked it up, examining it carefully. It's a tactical AI. It can help coordinate our attacks and even suggest maneuvers in real time. Perfect, Lena said. Let's integrate it immediately. Every advantage counts. With the new AI online, the battle turned even further. Enemy ships that had seemed unstoppable now faltered as Earth's fleet moved like a single organism. The Aurora's Pride, fully integrated with the upgrades, danced between blasts of energy, firing precise shots and adapting shields to every threat. Hours passed. Finally, the alien fleet began to retreat, their formation broken and morale shattered. The humans had won, not through sheer numbers alone, but through strategy, technology, and the indomitable spirit of Earth's people. As the last enemy ship disappeared into the distance, Lena allowed herself to relax for the first time in days. The crew cheered. Exhausted but triumphant. Engineers high-fived, Mira poured herself another cup of coffee, and the AI units beeped happily, their lights blinking in celebration. Lena looked around at her team, pride swelling in her chest. "We asked Earth for repairs," she said, smiling, "and they sent upgrades, coffee, and a battle fleet. And together, we turned the impossible into reality." Rafe laughed. "I think I speak for everyone when I say, never underestimate humans." The AI chimed in. "Statement verified. Humans are clever, resilient, and highly caffeinated." Lena smiled at the humor. She knew the universe would throw more challenges at them, but for now, they had proven something vital. Humans were not only survivors, they were unstoppable when they worked together, when they used their minds, their courage, and yes, sometimes their coffee. The Aurora's Pride floated in the quiet aftermath, glowing with power, shields humming, engines purring, and the crew ready for whatever came next. Humanity had arrived in full force, and the galaxy had taken notice. The Aurora's Pride floated in the calm after the battle. Stars sparkled outside the viewport, but inside the ship buzzed with energy. Repairs continued at a steady pace. Shields hummed, engines purred, and weapon systems were online and upgraded. The crew moved efficiently, motivated by the recent victory and the presence of Earth's battle fleet nearby. Captain Lena Varro walked through the corridors, checking on her crew. Engineers were busy integrating the new AI unit. Ensign Mira carefully monitored energy levels, while Lieutenant Rafe double-checked weapon calibration. Even the small AI units flitted around, offering help, jokes, and endless coffee refills. "Feels strange," Mira said, pouring herself a fresh cup. "For once, we're not scrambling to survive. We're actually winning." Lena smiled. "Winning is good. But remember, the galaxy is big, and our enemies are clever. They will come back stronger." Just as she spoke, the sensors beeped urgently. Lena moved to the control panel. "Captain, multiple unknown vessels approaching fast," Rafe reported. "They're different from the last fleet. Their energy signatures are changing constantly. They might be adapting to our tactics." Lena's eyes narrowed. "Adaptive enemies. Just what we need. Ready the fleet. Let's see how humans handle real strategy." The Earth fleet repositioned quickly, forming a defensive perimeter around the Aurora's Pride. The crew's morale remained high, even as tension filled the bridge. They had seen the aliens retreat before, but now it seemed the enemy had returned with a plan. "Captain," Mira said, pointing to the display, They're not attacking immediately. They're circling, waiting for something. Lena nodded. Probably looking for a weakness. We need to force them to reveal it. Rafe, run a few decoy maneuvers. Let's draw them in closer. Rafe grinned. On it, Captain. Time to see what humans can do. The ship moved gracefully, powered by Earth's upgrades. New engines allowed sudden bursts of speed, and adaptive shields responded to every feint. The decoy maneuvers worked. The alien ships followed, their formation breaking slightly. Good, Lena said. Now let's teach them humans aren't easy to predict. The crew coordinated perfectly. AI units calculated enemy movement patterns, while the human crew executed maneuvers that combined ingenuity and instinct. One ship would appear to flee, only to loop back and strike from another angle. Energy beams lanced through space with pinpoint accuracy. Impressive, Rafe said, watching the sensors. The upgrades help, but it's human thinking that's making the difference. Lena nodded. Exactly. Technology is powerful, but humans are smarter when we think creatively. That's our real advantage. Meanwhile, in the engine room, engineers worked with fervor. Sparks flew, but their movements were precise. They installed new power conduits that allowed the Aurora's Pride to fire energy blasts in rapid succession, something no alien ship had anticipated. Captain, weapons are online for rapid fire, Rafe reported. This should keep them off balance. Lena gave the order. Fire when ready. Energy beams shot from the ship, striking alien vessels in unexpected angles. Their shields flickered under the pressure. Some alien pilots hesitated, confused by the unpredictable human attacks. The fleet of Earth ships moved in perfect coordination, a combination of strategy, timing, and sheer ingenuity. In the midst of the battle, Mira noticed a strange pattern. Captain, their energy readings spike whenever we fire from a certain angle. I think they're trying to trap us. Lena studied the display. Trap or not, we can turn it to our advantage. Rafe, reroute power to the front shields and engines. Let's lead them into a narrow corridor between asteroids. Their numbers won't matter if they can't maneuver. The ship surged forward, engines blazing. The alien fleet followed, unaware of the trap. The asteroid field loomed ahead. Human ships wove between rocks with agility, shields absorbing minor collisions. The aliens struggled to keep formation. One by one, their ships collided with asteroids or were forced to slow down, making them easy targets. Perfect, Lena said, her voice calm but firm. Fire on the slowed vessels. Focus on disabling engines first. Energy beams lanced out again. Alien ships were struck precisely, their engines sparking, shields flickering. Some were forced to retreat entirely, unable to navigate the asteroid field. Captain, Rafe said, they're trying to communicate now. Maybe surrender? Lena frowned. Not yet. We don't negotiate until the situation is clear. Keep pressure, but no unnecessary damage. The battle continued, but humans were in full control. The Aurora's Pride, with its upgrades, new AI support, and a clever crew, dominated the field. Each human decision, from maneuvers to targeting priorities, outsmarted the aliens' brute force. During a quiet moment, Mira sipped her coffee and smiled. I never thought caffeine could feel like a weapon of war, but it really is. The AI unit beeped happily. Caffeine levels optimal. Human efficiency at peak. Lena walked the bridge again, observing her crew. This is why we survive, she said. Not just because of machines, not just because of numbers, but because humans think. We adapt. We create solutions under pressure. That is our true strength. As the alien fleet began to retreat completely, Lena gave the order to hold position. Sensors confirmed all enemy vessels either disabled or fleeing. Human ingenuity had won the day again. Rafe leaned back, exhaling. Captain, we did it. Against numbers and power, humans prevailed. I don't think they expected this. Lena smiled. No, they didn't, and they never will. The Aurora's Pride floated among the stars, shields humming, weapons charged but idle. Earth's fleet remained nearby, a silent, powerful reminder that humans were never alone. Engineers continued to integrate upgrades, ensuring every system was running at maximum efficiency. Mira monitored energy flows, while Rafe coordinated fleet communications. Even the AI units played small games, cheering when humans outsmarted enemy tactics. Then, a new alert appeared. This time it wasn't an attack. A small pod, unlike the previous ones, approached from Earth's fleet. Lena ordered it to dock. Inside were additional supplies, new upgrade modules, detailed alien schematics, and another batch of coffee. But the most intriguing item was a small, spherical device. "It's a tactical assistant," said Rafe, examining it. "It can predict enemy strategies and suggest maneuvers. Essentially, it's a coach for human creativity." Lena nodded. "Excellent. Integrate it immediately. We may face more challenges soon, and humans will be ready." With the new tactical AI integrated, the Aurora's Pride and Earth's fleet became an even more efficient team. Humans were not only surviving, they were thriving, turning every challenge into an opportunity. The crew gathered in the mess hall for a brief rest. Coffee steamed from the pods and laughter filled the room. Even after battle, humans found joy, humor, and strength in small moments. Mira raised her cup. "To humans, we might be small, but we're clever, brave, and apparently unstoppable when caffeinated." Rafe laughed. "And to Earth. They sent upgrades, coffee, and a fleet, and somehow managed to make it all work together." Lena smiled at her crew, her eyes bright with pride. "Remember this moment. The universe may challenge us, but humans will always rise to the occasion. We adapt, we fight, and we never give up. That is what makes us strong." The Aurora's Pride floated silently in space, its crew rested but ready, knowing the galaxy was watching. The alien threat had been outsmarted, Earth's support had proven invaluable, and humanity had shown, once again, that cleverness, courage, and unity were unmatched. As the stars stretched endlessly beyond the viewport, Lena looked at her team. "Tomorrow," she said, "we explore new frontiers, but tonight we celebrate. Humans did this. We survived, we adapted, and we thrived." The crew raised their cups. The AI units beeped in agreement, and for the first time in weeks, the tension of survival was replaced by the thrill of triumph. Humanity had proven itself, not just as survivors, but as a species that could outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast any challenge the galaxy threw their way. And somewhere in the depths of space, the aliens would remember this lesson. Humans are not only persistent, they are clever, resourceful, and unstoppable. The Aurora's Pride floated in orbit around a small, rocky planet, its upgraded systems glowing softly. The crew had rested after the intense battles, but their minds were alert. Captain Lena Varro stood on the bridge, reviewing reports from the fleet. Earth's battle fleet remained close, monitoring the sector for any lingering alien threats. "Sensors are showing movement," Lieutenant Rafe said, his eyes fixed on the screen. "Small craft, fast, trying to avoid our detection." Lena frowned. "They're scouting, probably testing our defenses. Let's not underestimate them." The AI units hovered near the bridge displays, blinking cheerfully. One piped up, "Captain, humans are well-rested, fully caffeinated, and ready for action." Mira laughed. "That coffee really does wonders." Lena smiled, but her mind was focused. "Prepare for a sweep. Let's show them humans are not easy prey." The crew moved quickly. Engineers checked weapon systems, ensuring energy beams were calibrated for rapid response. Shields were reinforced, and the ship's tactical AI processed enemy movement patterns to predict their strategies. The small scout ships approached, only to find themselves instantly tracked and targeted. "Captain," Rafe said, "they're faster than before, but we can outmaneuver them. They're aggressive but predictable if we stay sharp." Lena nodded. We adapt. Let's move. The Aurora's pride surged forward, engines blazing. The scout ships fired, energy bolts streaking across space, but the adaptive shields absorbed the impact. The crew returned fire, disabling engines on one ship after another. The aliens were smart, but humans were smarter. This is incredible, Mira said. We're outnumbered, and yet we're winning because we're thinking, not just shooting. That's humanity, Lena said. We outthink challenges. We don't just survive, we overcome. As the scouts fell back, a new alert flashed on the display. Rafe tapped the console. Captain, main alien fleet detected. They're regrouping, larger than before. They've learned from previous encounters and are coordinating attacks. Lena straightened. Then it's time to teach them the final lesson. Prepare the fleet. This is our moment. Earth's ships moved into formation, surrounding the Aurora's pride with precision. Humans had not only survived, they had learned to fight as a unit, combining clever tactics with upgraded technology. The aliens advanced, confident in their numbers, but the humans were ready. Lieutenant, tactical AI, give me their weakness, Lena ordered. The AI processed hundreds of simulations in seconds. Captain, their fleet relies heavily on central command ships. Disable the lead vessel, and the rest will lose coordination. Rafe grinned. Target acquired. Let's take the lead ship out. The humans devised a plan. Using the asteroid field nearby, they would split the alien formation, isolating the command ship. The Aurora's pride led the maneuver, darting between rocks with its new engines. Alien vessels followed, unaware of the trap. Engage stealth mode, Lena ordered. The ship became nearly invisible to sensors, a ghost in space. They approached the lead ship undetected. Firing sequence ready, Rafe reported. Shields synchronized with fleet weapons. Do it, Lena said. Energy beams shot from the Aurora's pride, striking the alien command ship precisely at its engines. Sparks and fire erupted, and the massive vessel slowed, faltering in its path. The rest of the fleet hesitated, unsure of how to proceed without leadership. Now, fleet! Lena shouted. Earth ships fired in perfect coordination. Alien shields flickered and failed under the barrage. One by one, enemy ships were disabled or forced to retreat. In the control room, the crew cheered. Mira poured herself another cup of coffee, laughing. I told you caffeine was a weapon. Rafe laughed. It's our secret superpower, humans and coffee, unstoppable combination. Even as the alien fleet retreated, Lena remained focused. We've won the battle, but the galaxy is still out there. We need to be ready for whatever comes next. The crew spent the following hours repairing minor damage, integrating additional upgrades, and learning from the battle. The tactical AI analyzed enemy strategies, storing valuable information for future encounters. The humans had not only survived, they had adapted, learned, and improved. Captain, Mira said, pointing at a report, the aliens underestimated us. They thought numbers alone could beat humans. They were wrong. Lena nodded. Always. Humans survive because we think, because we adapt, and because we never give up. That is what Earth has given us: strength, ingenuity, and confidence. The AI unit piped up. Statement verified. Humans are clever, resilient, and highly caffeinated. The crew laughed, their spirits high. Even in the vast emptiness of space, they found joy in small victories, humor, and companionship. The Aurora's pride had become more than a ship. It was a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience. Days later, the sector was quiet. Sensors showed no immediate threats. Earth's fleet prepared to return home, leaving the humans of the Aurora's pride in control of the region. The crew worked on exploration and resource gathering, taking advantage of their upgraded ship. Captain, Rafe said one evening, we've repaired systems, learned alien strategies, and proven humans can handle anything. The galaxy will remember this. Lena smiled. It's not just about proving it to the galaxy. It's about proving it to ourselves. Humans are capable of anything when we work together. Mira raised her coffee cup. To humans, clever, brave, and unstoppable. The crew echoed her sentiment, glasses and cups raised. Even the AI units beeped in agreement. Lena walked the bridge, looking out at the stars. The battles had tested them, but the crew had emerged stronger. They had relied on technology, teamwork, and creativity. They had faced superior forces and outsmarted them at every turn. Humanity had proven its strength, not just in power, but in intelligence, adaptability, and courage. Tomorrow, Lena said softly, we continue our mission. We explore, we learn, and we protect. But tonight we celebrate what makes humans special: ingenuity, bravery, and unity. The Aurora's pride floated silently among the stars, a beacon of human potential. Its crew rested, but their minds were ready for the next challenge. In the darkness of space, they were not just survivors. They were innovators, warriors, and explorers. They were humans, and they would never be underestimated. Outside the ship, the stars twinkled endlessly. Somewhere in the galaxy, other civilizations watched the humans in awe and perhaps fear. They had underestimated Earth once. But they would not make the same mistake again. Humanity had arrived, not just to survive, but to thrive, to adapt, and to shine. Inside the Aurora's pride, the crew shared quiet laughter and coffee. Engineers joked about their next upgrade. Mira carefully mapped new routes for exploration, and Rafe reviewed tactical simulations with the AI. Every moment reinforced one truth: humans were clever, resourceful, and unstoppable. Captain Lena Vero looked around at her crew, pride swelling in her chest. "Remember this moment," she said. "We've faced challenges, outsmarted enemies, and proven that humans can handle anything. This is what makes us strong." The AI unit floated beside her, blinking happily. Statement confirmed: humans are exceptional. Lena smiled. The crew's laughter and chatter filled the corridors. The ship hummed with energy, powered by upgrades, determination, and the simple strength of the human spirit. The universe was vast, full of unknown dangers and wonders. But the humans of the Aurora's pride were ready. They had Earth behind them, technology at their fingertips, and courage in their hearts. They were humans, and they would never be defeated. As the ship's engines purred and stars streaked past in the distance, Lena took a deep breath. "Onward," she said. "The galaxy awaits, and humans will be ready for whatever comes next." The crew cheered once more. Humanity had triumphed, not by sheer force alone, but by creativity, courage, and unity. They had turned challenges into victories, threats into opportunities, and the Aurora's pride into a symbol of human ingenuity. In the darkness of space, one truth shone brighter than any star. Humans were clever, resilient, and unstoppable, and the galaxy would remember that.